Let's get started today in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclined bound angle. For that, you'll touch the soles of your feet together. Butterfly your knees out. You can take your heels as close or as far away from your body as you'd like, and then recline all the way down to your back. Once you're down on your back comfortably, you can place your arms wherever you'd like. You can extend your arms out to the side in a goal post. I like to do that if I want some heart, chest, and shoulder opening. If you want to feel your breath, you can place one hand over your heart, one over your belly. So you can feel your belly rise and fall with each breath in and out. You can also just leave your hands down by your sides if that's comfortable to you. So just find wherever you want to start today. And bring your awareness to your breath. Take a nice deep, full breath in through your nose. Take a loud breath out your mouth. Let go of your day, anything that's not serving you. Take another deep breath in just like that. Feel your belly rise up. This time, seal your lips and exhale back out your nose, creating an oceanic sound at the back of your throat with each exhale. Continue breathing here like this, in and out through your nose. Take deep breaths in, and then loud breaths out your nose. Take one more breath in. One more controlled breath out. Now from here, take your hands on your outer thighs, close your knees up together like a book, and then walk your feet out to broken bridge. So for broken bridge, you'll walk your feet, the soles of your feet out to the edges of your mat, heels out and toes pointing slightly in, so you're pigeon toeing your feet, and then knock your knees together. Press your low back down into the ground. You can keep your hands wherever you have them. Just feel this different rotation in your legs and your hips. So this is an internal rotation of your thigh bones. Take one more breath in here. One more breath out. Create that oceanic sound in the back of your throat. From here, take your hands behind your thighs. Rock and roll the length of your spine a few times, however many times feels good. And then come up to sit. Press the soles of your feet together to touch in Baddha Konasana. So like we started, but now you're just upright. And then from here, take your heels as close or far away from your body as you'd like. If your hips are still kind of tight right in the beginning, you feel free to take your heels out a little farther out in front of you. Place your left hand on your right knee, and then your right hand behind your right hip. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist and gaze over your right shoulder behind you. Inhale, return back to center. Place your right hand on your left knee, your left hand behind your left hip. Inhale, extend through your spine. Exhale, twist and gaze over your left shoulder. Keep grounding down through both sit bones. Inhale, return back to center. From here, cross your ankles, press your palms down into the ground, and walk back to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down, lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine up, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, expand your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose, press the ground away, spread your shoulder blades apart. Return back to a neutral tabletop. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Now from here, you can bend into one knee in the next. Settle into this down dog however you like. Take your attention to your hands. Press your palms firmly down and forward. As you do that, lift your tailbone up and press your chest toward your thighs. Feel this length in your spine. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists at about hip width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. Option to grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Just let your head hang heavy. Drop your arms down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Leave just a sliver of space between your heels. On a nice slow inhale, roll all the way up to stand. And as you come to stand, extend your arms up overhead. Take a nice deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, back bend, goal post your arms and lift your heart up toward the ceiling. Creating just a gentle back bend here. Think more about the lift up with your heart. Inhale, lift your arms back up to center. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at heart center. Put your eyes closed or soften your gaze. Ground down through all corners of your feet and lift your kneecaps up. Take a nice deep breath in. Controlled breath back out your nose. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. Strap your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up overhead. Option to press your palms together to make sure that your pinkies are inward. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down toward the ground. You can bend your knees here if you please. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs and flatten out your spine. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over wrists and heels over toes. Inhale, hinge forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Keep your elbows pinned into your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your feet. Shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step up toward your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise all the way up and lift your arms overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Nice deep breath out as you dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always take these on your knees or skip them. Inhale, upward facing dog, press the ground away. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your tailbone up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your core in tight. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, grow nice and tall. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, ride your breath down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet, lift your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out, send your heels closer down toward your mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips nice and low, extend your arms to frame your face. Shift your weight slightly into your heels and tuck your tailbone to take the curve out of your low back. Breath in. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sweep your arms back, lift your pinkies up toward the ceiling and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now ground down for your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your left knee up in line with your left hip and extend your arms over your head. Option also to place your hands on your waist if that helps you balance. Flex your left toes up toward your face and squeeze your right butt cheek to help stabilize your standing leg. Breath in. Exhale, figure four. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and then sit your hips back. So a lot of hip stretching and hip opening today. So sink into this. Doesn't have to be too deep right at the beginning. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift back up to center. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Step your left leg to the back of your mat. Fly your arms up, just like those airplane arms. Bend into your right knee and hinge your torso forward at a 45-degree angle. So squeeze your core in nice and tight in this position to peel your torso up off of your front thigh. Inhale, crescent lunge, hinge your torso up and extend your arms over your head. Breathe here. Deck your front knee over your front ankle and pull your left hip forward, right hip back, and scissor your thighs inward toward one another. Take a breath in here. Exhale, warrior two, spiral open. Press your back foot down and gaze over your right fingertips. Bend deeply into your front knee, but keep your front knee over your front ankle. And press more weight down to the knife edge of your back foot. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Create an X shape with your body. So your toes are pointing outward and heels are inward. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale, horse pose. Drop your hands together at your heart and sink your hips down nice and low. Keep a nice straight spine and tuck your tailbone underneath yourself. From here, take your hands to your inner thighs. We'll take a few shoulder dips here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your left shoulder down to the center. Inhale, come back to the middle. Exhale, drop your right shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your palms back together at your heart. Sit your hips just an inch lower. Inhale, star pose. Straighten your legs. Keep your heels in, toes out. Exhale, warrior two. Bend back into your right knee and point your right toes forward. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your right arm up and back. Keep the bend in your right knee. Breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Curl your arms down and step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, inhale, gaze forward, Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips nice and low, reach your arms to frame your face. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back, keep your hips nice and low, but lift your pinkies higher. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee up in line with your right hip and either extend your arms up or press your hands on your waist. Flex your right toes up toward your face. Squeeze your core in nice and tight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, figure four. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit your hips nice and low. Flex your right toes toward the wall in front of you and sit your hips back and down a little further to deepen this stretch in your right hip. Inhale, one leg mountain. Lift your right knee back up to center. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. So step your right leg to the back of your space. Bend into your left knee. Fly your arms up just like those airplane arms we just did. Keep a nice deep bend in your left knee and lift your right heel up nice and high. Inhale, crescent lunge. Hinge your torso up and extend your arms overhead. Breathe here. Squeeze your thighs toward one another to create stability in your body and lift your back heel over the back ball mound of your foot. One more breath in. Exhale, warrior two, spiral open. Gaze over your left fingertips. So bend deeply into your front knee, traction your front knee to the outer edge of your front foot. Really strong arms here. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Create this nice big X shape with your body. Exhale, horse pose. Sink your hips down nice and low, hands together at your heart. We'll flow through star to horse a couple times here. Inhale, star pose, lift up. Exhale, horse pose, hands together at your heart. Sit your hips nice and low, flat spine here. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse sit just a bit deeper. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Bend into your left knee, point your left toes forward, gaze over your left fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior, extend your left arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down, step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, pike your hips up and back. This is our sun B. We'll flow through again, linking breath to movement. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back, lift your pinkies nice and high. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one leg mountain, lift your left knee in line with your left hip. Exhale, figure four, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, sit your hips nice and low. Inhale, one leg mountain, lift your left leg back up. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms, step your left leg to the back of your mat, hinge your torso forward at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach your arms up overhead, maintain a nice lunge in your front knee. Exhale, warrior two, spiral open toward the left side of your space. Inhale, star pose, heels and toes out, X shape with your body. Exhale, horse pose, sink your hips straight down, hands together at your heart. Inhale, star pose, rise back up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your right knee, point your right toes forward. Inhale, reverse warrior, extend your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, plank your hips. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, send your pinkies nice and high. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift your right knee in line with your right hip. Exhale, figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, sit your hips low. Inhale, one-leg mountain, rise back up. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms, step your right foot back, hinge your torso forward and lift your pinkies up. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift your arms straight overhead. Exhale, warrior two, spiral your back foot down, gaze over your left hand. Inhale, star pose, heels and toes out. Exhale, horse pose, nice straight spine, send your hips straight down. Inhale, star pose, use the strength of your legs to rise back up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, keep the bend in your left knee as you extend your left arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out, melt your heels down toward your mat. Drop down to your knees. Press your big toes together, send your knees nice and wide. Sit your hips back into child's pose and rest your forehead down into your space. Take a few deep breaths in and out here, re-regulating your breath. Nice long sun bead today, so we only flowed through it once. But bring your awareness back to your breath. See if you can match the length of your in-breath and out-breath. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Sit your hips a little closer down toward your heels. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. Gaze straight down between your palms. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, extend your right heel high. Flex your right toes down to your mat and even the weight between your palms. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your hands and drop your left knee down to your mat. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up overhead. Breathe here for a moment. Option to keep your hands up overhead. Maybe gaze toward your palms. Or interlace your hands around your front thigh or hands on your hips or waist. Goal here is to stretch through your left hip flexor by pressing your pelvis forward and bending deeply into your right knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, back bend. Full post your arms, lift your heart, press your pelvis forward, extend further through your left hip. Inhale, crescent moon, arms up. Exhale, drop your hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, revolved crescent. Connect the outer side of your left arm to the outer side of your right leg. And keep your hands together at your heart. Option 1 is to stay right here. Option 2 is to tuck your back toes under and then lift your left knee up off of the ground. So take whatever variation you'd like today. If you're lifting your back leg, make sure you squeeze your thighs toward one another to help with your balance. Take one more breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your right foot and toe heel your right foot out to the edge of your mat. You can stay on your palms here, or you can drop down to your forearms. Option also to gently roll out onto the outer edge of your right foot to open your hip a bit more. Also today, option for a quad stretch. So for a quad stretch, you would plant your left palm into the ground, extend your right arm toward the ceiling, then bend your left knee and grab for your left foot. And then once you capture your left foot, you can pull your left heel toward your left glute. So your chest is open toward the right side, but you're stretching your left quad. You have the quad stretch, slowly release it. If you're on your forearms, come back up to your palms. From here, walk your right foot toward the middle of your space. And then from here, walk your right foot over to the left side of your space and plant your shin on the ground for a half pigeon stretch. So you can stay upright in this half pigeon if you like. Just even the weight between your hips so you're not dumping all of your weight onto one side. Or you can hinge down to sleeping pigeon by resting your forehead either on your mat or your forearms or your hands. Just resting that space in the middle of your forehead somewhere. You're down in sleeping pigeon. Lift back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes under. And inhale, three-legged dog. Kick your right leg high behind you. Option here for a counter stretch. Bend your right knee and open up your hip. Just an option. You can also go for wild thing. I'll demo that now. Just an option again. For wild thing, you take your right foot and drop it to the ground on the left side of your mat. And then press your heart up toward the ceiling as much as you can. And then right arm reaches toward the wall in front of you. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog whenever you're ready, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, extend your left heel high toward the ceiling. Flex your left toes toward the floor. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your palms and drop your right knee down to your mat. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up and breathe here. Once again, settle into this however you like. If you like leaving your arms up, maybe gaze toward your palms, or you can interlace your hands around your front thigh. If you're taking some movement, just keep it nice and slow and gentle. Feeling this extension through your right hip, just focusing on the hip flexors here. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms back up if they're not already there. Exhale, back bend, goal post your arms, lift your heart. Continue to press your pelvis forward. Feel the stretch on your right hip. Inhale, crescent moon, lift back up to center. Exhale, drop your hands to your heart. Inhale, shift your torso forward. Exhale, revolve crescent. Hook your right elbow on the outer side of your left thigh. Keep your palms pressed firmly together at your heart. Feel this twist from your belly button up. Level 1, stay here. Level 2, tuck your back toes and slowly with control lift your right knee up off of your mat. Option to gaze to the left wall or pass your left elbow maybe toward the ceiling for a little bit more of a balanced challenge. Wherever you're at, one more breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your left foot and toe heel your left foot out to the edge of your mat. Drop down to your right knee. You can stay on your palms if you'd like. You can drop down to your forearms if that's accessible in your body and that feels good. Whatever you want, maybe you open up your hip a little bit. If you took the quad stretch on the other side, I encourage you to take it on this side as well by planting your right palm into the ground. Extend your left arm toward the ceiling and bend your right knee so you can capture your right foot with your left hand. So open your chest to the left side of your space, but you're grabbing for your right foot and pulling your right heel toward your right glute. You have the quad stretch, slowly release it. Come back to your palms if you're on your forearms. Now walk your left foot toward the middle of your space, and then take your foot and walk it over to the right side of your mat and plant your left shin on the ground for a half pigeon stretch. Flex your left toes toward the wall in front of you to protect your joints here. You can stay upright or hinge down to sleeping pigeon. So make sure your right foot is extended straight back behind you. Sometimes people roll over onto the outer edge of their foot, but you want to be right on the top of your right foot behind you. You're in sleeping pigeon. Press back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes under. And inhale, three-legged dog. Kick your left heel high behind you. Option for a counter stretch by bending your left knee and opening up your hip. If you want to take it further to wild thing, you take your left foot, drop your left foot on the outer side of the right side of your mat, and then lift your heart up toward the ceiling and take your left hand toward the front wall. We'll meet in downward facing dog whenever you're ready and however you'd like to get there. Once you're in down dog, deep breath in. Deep breath out, compress your chest closer toward your thighs. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your left knee up in line with your left hip. Exhale, dancer prep on the left. Drop your left elbow to your left side, and then grab the inside of your left foot, so the arch side of your left foot. You can stay here with your knees together and work on balance. If you want to take it further, breath in. Exhale, dancer's pose. Hinge your torso forward and kick into your back hand as hard as you can. Lift your right arm up toward the ceiling. Focus on this opposing energy between the kick in your back foot and the lift of your right arm. Now slowly with control, inhale, one-legged mountain. Let go of your left leg. Lift your left knee back up in line with your hip. Great. One more breath in. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Drop your left foot. Sit your hips low. Lift your pinkies up. Now ground down for your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee up in line with your right hip. Exhale, dancer prep on the right. Drop your right arm to your right side. And then grab for the big toe side, so the inner arch of your right foot. You can stay here if you want to take it further. Deep breath in. Exhale, dancer's pose. Hinge forward, kick firmly into your back hand. So try to keep your hips square toward your mat and lift your left arm up toward the ceiling a little bit more. Now with control, inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee back up in line with your right hip. And exhale, forward folds. Drop your right foot and then hinge from your hips down toward the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, hinge forward to a high plank, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're down on your belly, untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet into your mat, and inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest up, little to no weight in your hands. Use the strength of the back line of your body to lift your chest up a little higher. Breath in. Exhale, lower back down. Lower your left cheek down to your mat. Extend your arms down by your sides. Take just one more breath in here to reset. One more breath out. Return your chin to center. Kick your heels up into your glutes. Grab for the outer edges of your feet or your ankles. Magnetize your shoulder blades toward one another. And inhale, floor bow. Kick your feet into your hands. Lift your chest up. Roll onto the soft part of your belly. Inhale, lift a little higher. Kick a little harder. Exhale, slowly with control, lower back down to your belly. And lower your right cheek down to your mat. Option 2, windshield wiper your legs by dropping your heels down to one side and the other. Feeling a nice release in your low back. Now return your chin to center. Press your palms into your mat. Lift up to standing on your knees. And then switch over onto your back. So I'll give a couple options here. You can either take normal bridge pose, figure 4 bridge pose, or wheel pose. So I'll let you choose whatever you want to do. I'll demo a couple of them. So I've been doing a lot of hip work and heart opening. So your body might be ready for wheel. I'll demo that first for wheel pose. Take your heels as close to your glutes as you can. And then your hands will go like next to your ears and your fingers will point toward your heels. Elbows are straight up toward the ceiling. And then from here, roll up your spine and then press into your palms and your feet. So you're mainly using your legs to lift up and the strength of your legs. And then lift all the way up. Really press your chest forward, but keep the activation in your legs. Feel this nice extension through your hips. And then to come down, you tuck your chin and then slowly roll down your back. So that's wheel pose. If you're ready for that or you know how to do that, you can take that. Other option is figure 4 bridge. That'll just be like cross your right ankle over your left thigh, hands on the ground, and then lift your hips up from there. So I'll cue 2 rounds. So you can take, if you're taking figure 4, take it on the right and then the left. If you're taking wheel, you can take 2 rounds of wheel, or you can take maybe 1 round of wheel and then 1 round of normal bridge. So I'll let you choose. So whatever you're taking. If you're taking figure 4 bridge, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, press your palms into the ground. Now inhale, lift your hips or lift up into wheel if you're taking wheel. One more breath in. And exhale, lower slowly back down to the ground. If you took figure 4, switch out your sides, lift your left ankle over your right thigh this time. Keep your palms pressing down to the ground. If you're taking a second round of wheel, you can go ahead with that. Inhale, lift up. So lift your heel or lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Really firm down through your right foot. One more breath in wherever you're at. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Send the soles of your feet down to the ground. And then pull your knees in toward your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Grab from behind your thighs. Rock and roll the length of your spine. And then come all the way up to a nice tall seat with your legs extended out in front of you. Remove any flesh from underneath your sit bones. Inhale, find length throughout your spine. Exhale, seated forward fold, hinge forward, grab for whatever you can here. Just a nice gentle stretch. We've done a lot of back bending today, so we'll take a nice long seated forward fold to counter all of that back bending. Continue to focus on deep breaths in and out. It's normal after a bunch of back bends for your heart rate to increase quite a bit. So see if you can control your breathing, matching the length of your in-breaths and out-breaths. Your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Press the soles of your feet together. We'll take Baddha Konasana, bound angle. So it's just like where we started class, you're upright. So now that your hips are more open, you might be able to pull your heels closer toward your body. You can stay upright here, or if you would like to hinge forward, you can go for that. If you're hinging forward, your elbows will kind of go out to the sides and press your legs closer toward the ground. And then if you're hinging forward today, kind of round in your upper back so that you're, and like tuck your chin so it's almost like you're taking the crown of your head toward your toes. It's a really great counter stretch here since we've done so much chest opening and heart opening. It's good to counter with this. You've hinged forward, slowly lift back up. Press the soles of your feet into the ground and recline to your back. When you're down on your back, pull your right knee up into your right armpit and extend your left leg long out in front of you. Inhale, squeeze your right leg up. Exhale, supine twist, draw your right leg toward the left side of your space. Then tee out or goal post your arms. Keep your shoulder blades melted down into your mat. Option to gaze over your right shoulder or just up toward the ceiling. Return back to center. Hug your left knee up into your left armpit and then extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left leg up. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over toward the right side of your space. And tee out or goal post your arms, either gazing toward the ceiling or over your left shoulder. It's okay if your left leg doesn't go all the way down toward the ground. Just keep your shoulder blades grounded. Now inhale, return back to center. Hug your knees up into your chest and wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll up into one tiny little ball. Squeeze everything together as tight as you can. Breath in. Exhale, final Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. To allow your body to find comfort in whatever shape your body falls into. You can maybe wiggle around a little bit. Feel where you're the most comfortable. Take a quick body scan, starting from your feet. Release any tension from your toes, the bottoms of your feet, your ankles. Draw your attention up your shins. Release any tightness in your knees and your quads. Release the tension from your hips and your abs. Feel your belly rise and fall with the natural rhythm of your breath. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Let your shoulder blades melt into the earth. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax the muscles in your forehead. Just enjoy a moment of rest and stillness here. You can stay and rest in your shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out, begin to bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch. Extend your arms overhead. Point your toes. Put your knees in toward your chest, then roll onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a nice, tall, comfortable seat. You can place your hands on your knees in your lap or at heart center. Find a nice, tall spine. Let your eyes closed or soften your gaze. We'll finish with a breath. Exhale out any stale air in your lungs. Take a nice deep, full breath in. Feel your belly and chest expand. Then hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out nice and loud. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, back at it.
Yep. Well, good.
Good.
Thank you, Emily.